So ECF, the time. Oh, it's 30 minutes na din. So let's do this in 45 minutes. So we'll discuss the biochemistry of the extracellular matrix. Better in blue background than the gray pink. Sakit sa mata. Right. So, as an introduction, for the extracellular matrix, these are collections of extracellular molecules secreted by the cells that provide structural and biochemical support to the surrounding cells. They function as cell adhesion, cell-to-cell communication, cell differentiation. Very easy. You have three major classes of biomolecules in your ECM. You have structural proteins, you're very familiar with collagen, elastin, and fibrillin. And you have specialized proteins like your fibronectin and your laminin, and you have your proteoglycans. So here, collagen synthesis, this is how connective tissue components are extruded and assembled into your extracellular space. So they are made intracellularly. So for collagen, for elastin, and for your proteoglycans. Just a brief. Alright, collagen. When we say collagen, what comes to your mind initially? Beauty. You said what? Collagen? Like, just for example, you haven't done the SG day this morning, and you did read Harvard. Maybe a month ago, you say collagen. When you hear, what do you think about? Something like that, probably. Yeah. And then earlier, there was Smith mentioned something about collagen. Can you tell us so we can correct any misconceptions?
There is a fad in the beauty industry that they're using collagen to stretch the face, and then usually the anti-aging thing. Usually it's topical in or like that. It's topical, so. I don't know how it affects the face. It's so weird. Because it's topical, but then it's not ingested to the body, it's not processed inside the body. So it's the process of the collagen affecting the skin is not. I cannot see a connection.
So you're trying to say collagen cannot, if applied topically, cannot be absorbed to the skin to work its wonders. It has to be eaten. You eat the cream.
Injected.
Or you inject the cream. What about that? What happened to that? This is called a suction cup. You can put her mouth in the mirror and she won't fall off. But since we are first year, since you guys are first year medical students, we can't do beautification, aesthetics. We have to discuss the chemistry of collagen. Oh yeah, that's good news for you. So, chemistry. Collagen is the most abundant protein in animals. They constitute about 25% of protein in the human body. And they're the main structural proteins in most connective tissues. And there are at least 28 types of collagen recognized, designated by Roman numerals. So these are classification based on structure that they form. Very common, just need to know probably the first two, fibril forming, network-like. These are the examples of the collagen that do that. And these are different types of collagen. These are the genes involved. And these are the tissues wherein they predominate. Just be familiar probably with the first four, I guess, and then the rest you just be, you know the first four, the rest just be familiar. Okay. The structure. You discussed this in detail earlier when you did your SGD. So you have your fibril, your collagen molecule, your super helix, your triple helix, your alpha helix chain, and the primary amino acid sequence, GlyXY, where XY stands for any amino acid. Alright, so we will know here. There you go. Oh, it's not there. So what is, again, what is XY? I thought it was there. What's XY? What can XY stand for? Yeah, it's an amino acid, but what am So I can just put here glutamine as X and
Proline.
so we start from the bottom. This is your amino acid sequence. They form an alpha chain, and these alpha chains are interwoven into a triple helix, about 1/4 nanometer thick, and they form your, what is that? What kind of molecule? What is the term? Just plain collagen. Look at the ends. What is that? Has it been cleaved yet? Okay, I won't answer my question. Then this is your fibril. And look at this rearrangement. Many good questions about that quarter stagger earlier. Are we going to discuss that or just automatically put that in our exam? Discuss? Probably, let's try. Of course, we don't want to spoon feeding. This is quarterly. Actually, it's not supposed to be lecture. It's supposed to be like, I ask you each what these structures are. Okay, so this is in a nutshell the biosynthesis of collagen. You have transcription translation. We already discussed that in previous units. And the significant point starts with your hydroxylation. Is it clear or blurred? It's blurred. Then you have glycosylation, assembly of your C-terminal disulfides, triple helix formation, secretion, the 7 already here, extruded out, cleavage. This is already extracellular. 8 and 9 is extracellular. And quarter staggered self-assembly is part of your maturation process. You also have oxidative deamination, intra and interchain cross linkages. Oh, this is clear. So this was just that cut into a clearer picture. 1 and 2, you know that from previous units. 3, you have selected proline and hyaline residues are hydroxylated. So this is your amino acid sequence after translation, and there's hydroxylation. And the next step is your glycosylation. This is not glycation. It's glycosylation because, is there an enzyme involved? What's the enzyme involved? Now, looking at this picture, is this happening post-translationally or co-translationally? Post? Pa-mention na ikot. Okay, that's good. I like to put that in there. So, step 5. 3 pro-alpha chain assemble, and you'll have your interchain and interchain disulfide bonds from the C-terminal propeptide extension. So this is your C-terminal, and you have inter and intra disulfide bonds. Okay. See, this is your terminal. We've done that. Now 6. A triple helix is formed and pro-collagen is produced. So what's pro-collagen? With this thing in the end or after the cleavage? After the cleavage. It's a pro-collagen molecule. So earlier when I asked what molecule was that? What kind of molecule? Pre-pro. Pre-pro? Pre-free. Look. I'll just stay here. Okay, that was a kiss. I can still point my red tag at you and call you. Okay, then it is extruded into the extracellular from the Golgi. And you have your, what do you call this? Maturation. Is it part of maturation on A? What's happening here when it comes outside? Huh? Cleave. And lastly, self-assembly of tropocollagen molecules into fibrils with subsequent cross-linking for mature collagen fibers. This is your quarter staggered assembly or formation. What do you think is meant by that? Why did you keep mentioning that and then Harper's tried to explain it, but then it's really still difficult to understand? Why do we need to know this? What's the significance? Right? Who is heroic enough to try to answer that? I won't fault you. Try. Yes? You wanna? Any of you? No? You sleeping? No, you're not sleeping. You're just tired.
You're just tired.
But you're listening. So as long as your ears are open and your eyes are closed, that's fine. Like that one there. Yeah. Okay. I'll give her the wrong answer. I'll go there and that's A, but that's actually wrong. Alright, so it says quarter staggered alignment. Each collagen molecule is placed longitudinally from its adjacent molecule by slightly less than 1/4 of its length. If it's is displaced slightly less than 1/4 of its length, it means that it is overlapping by more than 3/4 of its length. So the gap here is about 1/4 of this entire length. But when you look at it, it's not actually 1/4, it's like 1/8. So it's 1/8 of the whole stagger. Okay. So it's not actually the 1/4 length gap that is. Okay, what is it significant? I'll try not to answer that. I'll try to hear what does Harper have to say about this? Why is it significant? This gap is less than 1/4 of the whole length. And the whole length overlaps by more than 3/4. This is there's a gap here and the rest are solid, but this entire thing here is solid. When you look at it under the microscope or electron microscopy, it forms like a band-like appearance. But so what? That's not significant. What's the real significance of this? If they are displaced they are overlapping longitudinally, they have more chance for cross linkages, specifically electrostatic and hydrophobic. Or did that just come from my mouth? I don't know where I got that. Okay.
What?
Epiphany lang tayo. Okay. So, collagen. Oh, you have, of course, with collagen synthesis, you also need to know what are the diseases called in when you have collagen diseases, collagenopathies. So you have a disease in either the gene, so there's a gene mutation, and the last three are enzyme defects or deficiency in the activity of the enzyme. So just be familiar, because you have some diseases where you have both gene mutation and enzyme, but you have some diseases which are purely enzyme, purely genetic. The EDS, Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. Of course, it's enzyme, lysyl hydroxylase and pro-collagen proteinase. And what you just need to remember here is that type 4 EDS affects type 3 collagen. So you have fragile blood vessels, and soft and stretchy skin. But I don't think the soft and stretchy skin is gonna kill you. I think it's the fragile blood vessels. If they rupture, I think they can kill. OI, or brittle bone disease. So is this enzymatic or genetic, or both? Nice multiple choice question. So mutation in this gene, and instead of that GlyXY, you still haven't resolved what XY is. XY is replaced by bulky amino acids instead of abnormal triple helix formation, because they cannot form that. Yeah, your triple helix. So if you cannot form this triple helix, what happens to the integrity of the collagen? Okay, it's compromised, and you'll have fractures because you'll find collagen in bone. You'll have kyphotic adults. What's kyphotic? Kyphotic. And poor wound healing. Oh, remember your handout? It was a case of OI. Remember that? But it was not that infant. It was school age. Alport, the thing you just need to remember here, it's type 4 collagen. It's X-linked and autosomal. Basement membrane is what's affected. Because you see you have collagen in your basement membrane. You have hematuria. And this is what ultimately will kill you.
And stage renal disease.
The patient. Not all bleeding gums automatically ay scurvy man ang ibuin mo ang gums if you brush too hard. Sometimes if you brush too hard, even if you don't have scurvy, you will have bleeding gums. A prerequisite, if you have bleeding gums, and you as a doctor will say, let me check your gums. If you see something like that, what do?
Judge.
You ask asa nagikan kay it's so hard to get scurvy these days. But a case study. How can you get scurvy nowadays? Unless you live in bulldogs. Okay. Menkes disease. The only thing you need to remember here is copper dependent. This is the only one with a coenzyme requiring copper. And what is this? This is in Harper's? No. This is in Harper. Anyway, lysine and allicin. This is when you do your cross linkages. You form your, what is that? What's link?
Amino.
I'll tell you later. Let's go to elastin. Okay, let's do very quickly elastin. Blah blah blah, blah blah blah. Okay, desmosome cross-link. Desmosine cross-link. As opposed to what's the other one? Huh? This is already cross-linkages. Outside, extracellular already. So this is in contrast to the quarter staggered. So if you imagine if your collagen molecules look like this, you will have all fractures. So stretched and relaxation. Now here, what do we say? Desmosine aldol. Then just know that that's in Harper's, right? Harper's. Just look at that and smile. Markman, read that. Read that. Look at that and look shocked. There, that's kyphosis, right? Like that. Or just has bad knees. Or you put it like Anthony, squats. But with squats, you need to have your spine straight. Bad squats. Ectopellensis means the lentis has been ectopified.
Ectopified.
Extruded. Lugo ang lentis. Wala na siya sa, what is the part of the eye?
Cream.
Clear chamber. Okay? And then also has problems with the dilatation of your aorta. So from the normal of aorta, there's a dilatation. From your, what's that, ascending? Right, ascending aorta. Laminin looks like a sword, that's all I need to say. And then the sword, because we have no time, but of course you're going to study that time. And this is how the matrix is formed with the laminin and the different proteins. So let's move on now. Okay, finish now with your Golgi elastic gags. Let's do this we have barely 10 minutes left. So gags, most abundant ectoporosaccharides in the body, negatively charged, cell surfaces, high viscosity, low compressibility, highly rigid, and they were originally named mucopolysaccharides. That's why the diseases here is not gagopathy, but mucopolysaccharidosis.
You know, like JEG,
7
it's like a
times.
bad word.
I've heard you subgroups do this in the SGD, so you're very familiar with that. All you need to remember is okay, these are the functions in general, and these are specific. These are all in Harper's now. I just want to run through this so I don't have to come back tomorrow. Tomorrow is purely histona. And then functions. This is the repeating disaccharide unit. You have an acid sugar, amino sugar, in repeating chains. They are long, but they are unbranched. So your acid sugar is a uronic acid. The amino sugar is a hexosamine. The acid sugar is glucuronic acid or iuronic acid. This is the abbreviation. Except keratan sulfate, which is replaced by keratan sulfate, the uronic acid. And your amino sugar, the galnac and the glutnac, is what is said here. So for hyaluronic acid, that's dead. Link is beta 1,3, glucuronate, and glutnac. What do you call this? Highlighted some of the features that you should remember. They are unsulfated, no sulfation, remember that, there's no sulfate. And these are relatively large, long polymers. And these are where you find them. Chondroitin sulfate, I see a sulfate there, right? Is it in the sugar, or in the uronic acid, or in the hexosamine? Okay, there's the link. And the sugar and the sulfate can be either C4 or C6. This is the most abundant gag in the body. They form proteoglycan aggregates. Heparin and heparan sulfate. The link is alpha 1,4. You also have sulfate both sides. Heparin is intracellular, and 90% of heparin is iduronate. And there's where you find that. Heparan sulfate, on the other hand, is similar, except it's predominantly UA, glucuronate. They have fewer sulfate groups and more acetyl groups. Dermatan, yeah, so dermatan sulfate. Either acid sugars are present in a particular disaccharide unit, so it can be glucuronate or iduronate. KS, that's the bond. Now remember what we said about KS? Instead of a uronic acid, it is a, what's galactose? Just a plain sauce. And keratan, 1, 2. Keratan, no uronic acid. Most heterogeneous of the gags. And this is where you find them. And remember the linked proteins we mentioned earlier? Asparagine and threonine. So when we discuss biosynthesis of gags, you have first attachment to core proteins. Synthesis of core proteins in the endoplasmic reticulum. That's anyway in heart first. Chain elongation, and see that? The serine residue. There's a xylose, 2-galactose, and the disaccharides. Repeating, repeating, repeating. What's the average length of the gap? How many repeating units? Hundreds, thousands, millions, 5 million. Chain termination and post-termination modification. Where does this, because when we talk about this, why is it significant to talk about biosynthesis? You have disease, when you talk about biosynthesis, are disease coming out of that? Disease comes out when you talk about your degradation. That's an example of a protein like that. If you have a hyaluronic acid backbone, these are your keratan and chondroitin sulfate. Attached, the core protein attached to the hyaluronic acid. Electron microscopy. Some kids drawing. Talk about degradation now. Phagocytosis of extracellular gap. These are where your disease comes out. You have to know some diseases. So degradation of glycosaminoglycans is significant when you want to study diseases. So you have different hydrolases, enzymes inside your lysosomes. So mutation, it's gene, genetic, defective enzymes, tissues involved. And you memorize that. Everything. Okay? Up to the last. Yeah. Grabe sa lista ba? No, I'm just kidding. So, these are the diseases. Yeah, I cannot talk without the red marker. But of course, the major diseases, major features of the mucopolysaccharidosis are they're chronic, progressive, they're slow, but they're progressive. They occur in multiple organ systems, not just one organ system is involved. Features of organ enlargement are spleen and the liver. More very common. You have dystosis multiplex, abnormal looking faces, and so on. Also mental. And lastly, you just need to know the first two, hurlers and hunters. What is the enzyme defect, what is the GAG affected, and what are the symptoms.